Good afternoon. It's afternoon here in Philly. Very overcast, gray day. I hate gray days. I'm sitting beside my living room window. So, whatever you hear outside, it is what it is. I just wanted to take the time to address my followers and thank you very much for giving your attention to a talented nobody. If you bought my book, Beauty School Drive-By, if you read it, if you reviewed it, if you were in it, I thank you very much. Um, the success of the book did not surprise me. I know the people who I know who read it and who enjoyed it and who laughed at it. That was a surprise because I was really scared that they would hate my guts. But the the overall success of the book did not surprise me, or lack thereof. Because Drive By really did not have a category that I could put it in, I expected that it would not do well. But it is what it is. I put it out there. My goal was just to put it out there and use that to sort of field my way through self-publishing, see how that works now as opposed to, years back. So now that I'm in this, I needed, I needed a sample to work with. And Drive By was that sample. Not to say that it wasn't the best that I've ever written. Um, I always write with the best that's in me and the best of my energy and where I am. I just knew going in, all the analytics said exactly what was going to happen, and that happened. So I'm not surprised. But thank you anyway. If you read it, if you enjoyed it, thank you. Because every author needs to build their audience. I don't need to have millions. I don't need to be on the bestseller list. That's a racket. In case you haven't heard lately, it's a racket by rich people to get their stuff out. You got to pay to be on that list and to make it to the top of it. And I'm never going to be able to afford that. Even if I do, I'm never going to want to do that in order to be on that list. I don't need millions of readers. I'd like that, but what I really need are 1,000. If I can get 1,000 faithful readers, I'm a successful author, and I'm good with that. So thank you for being on that list. I also wanted to tell you that that's not the last work that's in me. I am working on something that's more in my wheelhouse. Uh, Drive By was nonfiction. That was really just me, my journal, and I put that out there. I'm really a novelist. My passion is straight up fiction. I love creating worlds. And my new work that I'm working on that's now in progress is Hard Pressed. It's called Hard Pressed. And it is that's the one I'm putting all my hopes into as I self-publish it. That's the one that you're going to have to look out for. If you love my writing, that's the one you're going to want in your collection. What is Hard Pressed about? The short elevator answer is mothers and daughters. The longer short answer, toxic mothers, the daughters who survived them, and wrapped up in a story about the Agoji. What does one have to do with the other? I know what you're thinking, but you're going to have to read that to find out. Um, I have done 30 years worth of research, way before the birth of the internet, way back when the only books or the only works on the subject of the Agoji, the Amazons of Dahomey, were in 2 books, and I bought both books. I was researching this, and I was adapting it to a work of fiction that I could, you know, a story that I could do. So that's what's in Hard Pressed. I need to say that, even though I'm working with the same material and the same amount of research, Hard Pressed will not be a ripoff or a send up of The Woman King or of Black Panther, either of those movies. This is coming originally from me. This is what I am doing with the material. I write contemporary Black woman's fiction. This is a story for me, by me, for other people like me. That's all I can write. I can only write what I've experienced. And as the daughter of a toxic mother who swore that she would never write a mommy dearest tell-all, this is my way of freeing myself from decades of bondage and emotional, sometimes physical, but mostly emotional and verbal abuse. And I'm doing it so that someone else like me, who has had to deal with a toxic maternal figure, they can get free from my story. When will you see this story? Glad you asked. Because I tried to do too much at once, I got it into my head that I could do 2 different works or a whole bunch of stories at once, and I realized I can't do that. Thank God for those who can, God bless you, but I cannot. I can only put 100% of myself into what I'm doing at the time. So I had to, finish a lot of what I have already done to give my full attention to Hard Pressed, and even that was difficult. So there are times when, even though I'm still writing it, I have to get up and walk away from it and come back to it. And this is one of those days. That's why I'm sitting here. Like, how much of me am I putting into this story? How much of me can people bear to hear or bear to read? So for that reason, I'm giving myself till March of 2024. I've started and stopped and started and stopped for the better part of 20 years. Just trying to figure out where this is going. I have outlined, I have, re-outlined, just so I'll know where I'm going. And even I still get tripped up with the details of getting from, 1A to 1B, because it's painful. It's painful to have to relive that and then polish it so that it's, a work of fiction. But it's something that I have to put out there. I can't not write this book. It will not let me go. You writers out there know what I'm talking about. I have to keep going until the story is finished. So that's why I'm out here doing this. And that's why I'm talking to you. Because you need to know. You already have expressed an interest in my writing, and you already love what I write, so you need to know what my next story is going to be and when you can pick it up. And I kind of like this one-on-one. I think I'll do it more often, because in this, it's freeing me up and it's gearing me up to do what I need to do. And what I need to do is tell the story. Thank you again. Have a blessed day. Be well.